Good morning. It's finally Friday, and I'm Chris Allen here with your 270 weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. Good morning. It is Friday, March 21st. It is a cold morning. You can see I've got my News 40 pullover. Yeah, ready to go. Because it's a bit frosty this morning. And if you did put out any new plants for the spring growing season, I hope that you at least covered them up or brought them in because there's a touch of frost out there this morning. As temperatures, I'll show you Kentucky Mesonet temperatures that are a bit frosty. Yeah, up to upper 20s in some cases. I want to show you the Plano cam. Here's the way it looks live at 7:11 on this Friday, March 21st. You can tell, look at the rooftops down the street there, across the street. Uh, yeah, and on the vehicles, you can see that there's plenty of frost, a covering of frost, but the skies are clear. Now, we're not going to stay sunny all day. There is going to be a little bank of clouds that will roll in later on, but a little weak upper wave is going to produce those clouds, but we're not going to see any precipitation out of that, which is good. And today will turn out to be a bit warmer than yesterday because yesterday it was only 54. In fact, oh, I've got the numbers right here. Of course I do. 54 was the high. Now, keep in mind that happened right after midnight yesterday morning, very early after the round of the stronger thunderstorms that came through. It was after that, with the passage of the cold front, that the temperature started going down. So that goes in the record books as for that day, the high temperature or the highest temperature of the day was 54. Now that's 8 degrees below the normal. 62 is where we should be. We're going to get back there. The low was 31, and that happened last night. Yeah, it was the chilliest temperature of the day specifically. So it was kind of an anomaly day in that the high temperature and the low temperature didn't happen at the usual times of the day. And then on top of that, we had that little rain, little pockets of rain that showed up. And in some cases, like I saw yesterday, there were these little bitty ice pellets that were in there. Grapple is what we call it. Grapple. It doesn't sound like it would anything close to what ice would be or sleet. It's almost like sleet. It's just it's just another name for grapple or for ice. So yeah, there's that. Okay, let's go to the radar, and I'll show you exactly what's going on there. And radar is showing that things are just really, really quiet across the area. We don't see any more of the rain that came by yesterday. You can see back to the west again. They are dealing with fire danger. Fire weather warnings are in effect from St. Louis through Carbondale, Poplar Bluff, Jonesboro, and even further back to the west. You can see Springfield, Joplin. I mean, look at all this down to Little Rock, Arkansas. Uh, Keeps going. Oklahoma City, some big cities involved. Dallas is not involved, but you get Wichita Falls and Abilene, Waco. I mean, that's because of the dry air that is there, and then um, just any kind of spark will touch off fire danger there. Now, we're not in danger of that here. I mean, we've had so much rain. You still see some river flood warnings that are going on. That is the Green River at Calhoun. Everything is from the last, well, over the weekend when we had that 3.5 inches of rain. Everything is flowing downstream. It looks like it's going upstream, but it's going downstream to meet the Ohio River to run downstream to the Mississippi River. That's how things flow. So the Green River at Calhoun, in McLean and Webster counties, Green River at Paradise, in Muhlenberg County, you've got some high water going on there. So flood warnings continue, and any more rain that we get is only going to make matters worse. And there is another chance of rain, and it's coming on Sunday. And I'll show you that in just a moment. Well, let's check some of those mesonet temperatures. And under that clear sky this morning, I guess some of you didn't believe we were going to get down below freezing, but here's the proof. 24 is what it feels like, or that's the actual temperature. The Mesonet sensor at the Corvette plant, 24 degrees. Wow. 27 at the Ag Expo Center, 26 near Glasgow, 23 in Grayson County at Litchfield, 26 Morgantown, 25 in Hartford, 23. There's another 23 in Russellville. Oh, 22. Wow. 22 degrees right now at the Kentucky Mesonet sensor in Todd County. Wow. 24, the usual cold spot down near the Cumberland River in Burkesville. Everybody else is mid to upper 20s, a few 30s are showing up, but it's cold this morning. Don't go outside this morning and think, oh, it's not going to be that bad, but it's cold. And as you saw from the Plano cam, it is frosty, very frosty. Let's check the precipitation past 24 hours, and there you see this is just very light, less than a tenth of an inch, but it's more like 1/100th, 2/100ths, 3/100ths of an inch of light rain, and some of that graupel, that little bit of ice pellets that were mixed in. Same over here in the Cumberland Plateau. Uh, just not much this morning. As far as winds, well, the winds are coming up from the south. And you know what that means. We're going to warm up. At least they're not coming in from the north or northwest. That would mean even colder than where we are now. But winds are very light and should be light this morning and then pick up this afternoon. But you see a south little wind here at 2, 3, 4 miles per hour. Gusts, yeah, not picking up on gusts yet, but that will happen later today as we get some of that southerly wind kicking in, and that's what's going to help us warm up into and around 60 for a high temperature. Here's a look at the high resolution satellite, and it's just reflecting pretty much off the ground where there's a clear sky. You can see some of these higher clouds back to the west. Let me give you a different view. Yeah, that's where you can see the ground. You only see a few high drifting clouds, but eventually we're going to find some additional cloud cover coming in from the west and northwest today with that little weak upper wave that's just only going to show uh, clouds. It's not going to show us any rain, at least not right now. But as we get closer to Sunday, that will change. So let's go to the maps now, and I'll show you what's going on there. So high pressure in control, going to give us this beautiful day, and starting out with very little in the way of wind, but notice back to the west as that wave comes in, a little bit of tightening up of the isobars. So that means it's going to become a little breezy this afternoon. But the winds, as you see, the direction is coming up out of the southwest, which is good. That means warmer temperatures. Here we go into the midday. Then this evening, here comes our little wave. Any kind of real shower activity stays to the north, and notice this thing just falls apart as it moves off to the east. Here we are, midnight, and we get into Saturday morning, then Saturday afternoon, and then Saturday evening into early Sunday morning. Here comes our next system. The fronts are not drawn on here, but it's another front that will be coming in, bringing us this moisture, showers, and some thunderstorms and gusty winds. Now, the isobars are not painted on here, but if they were, they would be tight. It'll be breezy, winds of 20 to 30. You know the drill. It's March. We get the winds. There's your by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Here comes our system with the rain and thunderstorms. By Monday early, most of it is off to the east. And then by the afternoon, we see gradual clearing. Now, there's a little backdoor system that will bring a chance of a shower on Tuesday, but it's not much of a chance, and it just barely covers southern Kentucky, but it's a chance. And then that system moves off on Wednesday. And here's next Thursday with yet another system. They just keep coming. Now, we're okay on rain. We have a surplus. Uh, we don't really need the rain. But these systems keep coming. It's just the pattern that we're in for this time of the year, and I don't see that really changing anytime soon. Now, what about that severe weather threat that I talked about yesterday? And if you were watching me on News 40, I talked about last night. Well, here it is. We're now within the short term window where I can show you specifics. This is for Sunday afternoon and evening specifically. We're looking at a line of thunderstorms to build over the area. Now, we're under that level 1 marginal risk, and it just takes in Bowling Green and southern Kentucky and then goes south. The worst of the weather, as you can see, is going to be south into southwest Tennessee, parts of Mississippi. That's where there's a level 2 slight risk. And the main threats, again, would be a straight line damaging wind potential and hail potential. Tornado potential right now is almost non existent. But you know what I always say, never say zero in that capacity, because it's just, you never know. Now there could be an upgrade like there was with this last system. We could go to a level 2, but I just don't see it with this system. I see us staying in the level 1 low end, low risk area. Marginal. That's why they call it marginal. It's a level 1. There's just not a whole lot of support here in southern Kentucky for that to happen. Okay. So there's a closer look there in case you, I don't know why. Sometimes this thing blows up the image and sometimes it stays too small. Sorry about that. Okay, the model viewer, we'll look at that. And again, I want to try to, I'm not sure exactly why this is not. Well, that's better. So there you can see over the next 10 days, temperatures will be running really this week right at normal, where we should be, which is 62, 63, maybe 64. You know, we see that happening the rest of the, through the weekend and much of next week. We've got that one day on Sunday when we go near 70, and that's because of the system coming in with the severe weather and the stronger southerly winds. It is next weekend, the final weekend of March, in which you see, look at those 70s that are going to pop up. Yeah. So as we get ready to move into April, April, what? Yeah, we're getting that close. I know it's bizarre to think that we're already there. But here's your 7-day forecast as I showed you, as I showed last night on News 40 and at WNKY.com and on the News 40 weather app. 60 today, 42 tonight. Um, Sunshine at first, but then I will put in that chance of seeing a few clouds later. 65 tomorrow's going to be a great day, Saturday. Mix of sun and clouds, but mainly sunny. And then 70 on Sunday with the shower and thunderstorm chance, mainly afternoon and evening, and that may be low end risk for some stronger storms. We'll see. It's conditional. 62 Monday behind the system. We do cool down a little. There's some leftover showers Monday morning. And then another little piece of energy comes by on Tuesday, 65. Slight chance of showers there. And then we're back into the low to mid 60s where we should be for Wednesday, Thursday of next week. Nothing really out of the ordinary, which is always good. It's always good to be able to, show a normal forecast, if you can call it that in Kentucky. And in the spring, it just gets it's March Madness. That's right. March Madness in the weather. That's what we have going on. All right, you guys have a great finally Friday. Thanks as always for watching. I'll be on your TV tonight at 5, 6, and 10. Now, like last night, since we have the real March Madness NCAA tournament, round one going on, went on yesterday, kicked off yesterday. We'll have it again tonight on our CBS channel. CBS has the exclusive rights to the March Madness rounds. So, when those basketball games run into our 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock newscasts, then we stream, but you can see the actual newscast on our NBC channel. So, depending on what you choose, I'll be there nonetheless. But on the CBS channel, our 10 o'clock news will get pushed however late it is. And last night it was close to 11, I believe. So, anyway, I'll be there and covering your weather. And even this weekend on Sunday, if we see it's going to be a severe weather threat, uh, we will be there covering it. All right, you guys, enjoy your weekend. Thanks for watching.